So, a lot of people, when talking about game meat, wild game, they say it has this gamey flavor. Not good flavor, I'm guessing. I've never really noticed it too much. However, a quick, easy marinade will take care of any of that may exist. Prep of wild meat, once it's harvested, is critical. How it's treated from the moment you harvest kind of determines everything. So with that being said, I just took a Ziploc bag, threw some Worcestershire sauce in it, and let it sit for a few hours. This top layer right here is called silver skin, and you want to remove all of that. If you have a sharp knife, which I sometimes do, it's not hard to get off. Just easily go against it. It'll show you where it wants to be cut. And Shazam. That's it right there. So we've got that out of the way. And now the only thing left to do is cut it in thin medallions. About 1/4 inch, really quick cook time. And they don't really, they don't have to be perfect. This stuff cooks so quick it won't really matter. That's maybe a little thick. Just the key is try to keep them uniform. So they've got real similar cook times. And really, once you put these in the pan and get them all laid down, kind of just let 30, 45 seconds go by and then flip them all. Wait another 45 seconds and they're done. About a 2-3 minute cook time. And I'll show you later, once we get there, how fast that happens. Also, the thing with venison and a lot of wild game is the fat content is not like with beef. So when you cook with this stuff, you want to make sure you're using a good fat, either a good olive oil, or what I typically use for almost everything is beef tallow. That's the king of it all. So we have these cut, very thin pieces. How good that looks, how soft it is. Beautiful. And now what I'll do is just lay these out on a plate, and I will salt these. And then we're gonna put these in a dredge that I've pre-made, and I'll show you what's in that. Time to salt. All right, so I've salted one side with good coarse kosher salt. Do not be afraid to use salt. Salt is actually our friend. Go ahead and flip them over. And salt the other side. I always see on cooking shows, people are so small with their salt and pepper. I guess it's maybe a time thing, but I like my spices. So we put some on there. Bam. All right, we'll let that sit for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then we'll come back and do the dredge. Change of plans, we'll do dredge now. So all this is, you can either use an all-purpose flour, or if you have some other flour of preference. This just happens to be local organic spelt flour. The bread that I get from the local farmer's market is made with this. I asked the guy, if he would just sell me some flour for pancakes, my own bread, dredging, and he was more than happy to. So that's what this is. I've seasoned it with salt, garlic powder, paprika, and I think there's a little mustard powder in there. And after we've salted, we'll just dredge it in this, and then it's prepped. And we're back. So this part here, I'm sure we can all put together what's about to happen. Just take these, dredge them. Don't be afraid to get your fingers dirty. Coat them real good. Press down on them because they will absorb some of this flour. So go ahead and push them down on it. Just sit it back in place. And then repeat this for all of them. So this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to cook the venison. I'll put a good amount of beef tallow in here because that's what I predominantly cook with. Like I mentioned before, I just get beef fat from one of the local cattle producers around here, and I make my own tallow. Pretty easy. Maybe I'll do a video on that. Go ahead and get yourself a nice amount because the flour on our venison will soak up some of that fat. Now this is gonna happen fast. This has a cook time of like 1 minute per side. You don't wanna go any more than that. So like I had said earlier, by the time you put all these down, they'll be ready to flip and pretty much done. Stove is on a gangster lean here. Rural living. So we got those in there. Got 2 minutes on the clock right now. While these cook, I've got carrots going. That's a really quick side. 5 minutes. Butter, salt, pepper, maybe some garlic salt or something, and you're good to go. So you don't want to flip these but once. Because of this coating, if you keep flipping them, once it gets crusty, you'll see when I flip these, it'll start peeling off. So you want to go ahead and just leave them be. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and start flipping these in the order we put them down. We're close to it. Sticking because this pan is not what I want to be using, but it's what we got right now. And you can see how this is sticking. It's just crooked pan. Really should have used my cast iron. But as you can see, it's only been 45 seconds or a minute per side, and they're nice and crunchy, crusty looking. Carrots are done. And then we just let these finish up. I'll throw some more tallow in, throw the last few medallions on, and that's dinner, folks. Doesn't get much more quicker, easier than that. And again, I know not everybody gets venison. You can do this with beef as well. Thin slice, pretty much anything.